As we continue our series on the pros and cons of different areas in Fairfax County, today we're going to be taking a look at Chantilly. Before you make any decisions about moving to Chantilly, you'll want to know both the best and worst parts about living here. In today's video, we're going to break down the biggest pros and cons so you'll know exactly what to expect before making your move. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Crystal Walker with Ask A Walker, and you are watching Where to Live in Northern Virginia, where I'm here to give you the inside scoop on everything there is to know about the area. And if you want even more info, or if you're ready to take the next step in your home buying journey, click the link in the description to schedule your perfect home consultation. There, we'll meet virtually to hash out your priorities, answer any remaining questions, and create a solid game plan for finding your next home. All right, so let's talk about what you need to know about living in Chantilly. I guess the first pro is going to be its proximity. If you work in Tysons, Reston, or along the Dulles Tech corridor, Chantilly is an excellent option. Chantilly puts you just a few miles from each of these employment hubs. But if you work in or around DC, I'm not sure if you really should consider Chantilly. A commute into the city could mean as much as 3+ hours on the road each day if you drive. In addition to its proximity to local employment hubs, if you travel frequently for work, Chantilly is a fantastic place to live. Dulles Airport is going to be just 10 to 15 minutes away, which is incredibly convenient for catching flights without the stress of long drives or expensive airport parking. Having one of the country's largest airports right in your backyard is a plus. And while that close proximity is a positive, it does come with some downsides as well. Depending on your exact location within Chantilly, you could hear the sounds of planes taking off and landing. Now, some people claim that you get used to it over time, while others say after years of living in the area, they can still hear them. On to our first con. Yes, Chantilly is a nice location in Western Fairfax County, but that doesn't save you from metro area traffic. To live in Northern Virginia means that you accept that you're going to deal with traffic. It's a given and accepted part of life when you choose to live here. And unfortunately, there is considerable traffic in Chantilly. Chantilly sits at the crossroads of Route 50, Route 28, and 66. All of which are highly congested during rush hour. I already said that commuting to the city from here would be a hassle, but even traveling just a few miles during peak traffic can be pretty tricky. Expect long drive times, especially in the morning and evenings. While there are commuter buses and park and ride options, there's no metro station in Chantilly, which means most people rely on their cars. Even short local drives can be frustrating if you don't time your trips right. Route 50 is littered with stop and go traffic due to the number of traffic lights, and 28 gets backed up during rush hour with people loading onto and off of 66 and 50. So if you're commuting during rush hour, be prepared for it to take you 20+ minutes, even if you're just going a few miles down the road. And that's partially due to our next pro. Chantilly's job market is one of the best in Northern Virginia, especially if you're in tech, government contracting, or aerospace. It sits right in the Dulles Tech corridor, a major hub for companies like Amazon Web Services, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, and Raytheon, which are great if you work in IT, cybersecurity, engineering, or defense. Because of its location, a lot of people in Chantilly work with federal agencies, defense contractors, or companies supporting government operations, what makes it a great place if you're in a high-demand security clearance career. But even if you don't work in any of these fields, as I mentioned before, you're close to Tysons Corner, Reston, and even Loudoun County, which all have booming job markets too. Now, our next con is going to be the limited nightlife and entertainment. Chantilly is a suburban, family-friendly area, so if you're looking for a lively nightlife scene with bars, clubs, or late-night entertainment, you're going to be disappointed. While there are plenty of great restaurants, breweries, and casual hangout spots, most places close early, and there isn't much in the way of live music, comedy clubs, or nightlife venues. If you want a more exciting nightlife, you'll have to drive to areas like Fairfax, Arlington, or DC, which could take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour depending on traffic. But even for general entertainment, options are somewhat limited compared to other parts of Northern Virginia. Yeah, there are a few movie theaters and indoor activities like Sky Zone Trampoline Park or the Air and Space Museum. But for concerts, major sporting events, or large entertainment venues, you're gonna have to travel outside of Chantilly. And while Chantilly might not be the place for late night adventures, that actually is part of its appeal for many residents. I think Chantilly is designed for people who are looking for a quieter lifestyle, which leads us to our next pro, ideal suburban living. Chantilly offers ideal suburban living, making it a great place if you're looking for convenience, comfort, and community. The neighborhoods are going to be well maintained and designed with families in mind, so you're going to find tree-lined streets, parks, walking trails, and top-rated schools. So whether you're looking for a spacious single-family home, a modern townhouse, or a convenient condo, there's going to be a variety of options to fit different lifestyles and budgets. In Chantilly, you'll find condos ranging from the high 200,000s up to 750,000 for some new construction townhouse style condos. There are older, smaller townhouses starting at the $350,000 price point, and other new builds that can go for as much as $1 million for some of the 4-level models currently under construction. Finally, there are many different types of single family homes. starting with smaller split-level homes right around that $500,000 mark, all the way to larger estate homes with 5 or more bedrooms on large lots priced between $1.5 and $2 million. Plus, you're never far from great shopping and dining with Fair Oaks Mall, Fairfax Town Center, and major retailers like Wegmans, Costco, and Target just minutes away. The food scene's pretty diverse too, offering everything from casual spots and chain restaurants to international cuisine like Korean barbecue, Indian restaurants, and Mediterranean cafes. There's this one really great barbecue spot, Willard's, that we stop by whenever we're out that way. While it's not a bustling city, Chantilly has everything you need within a short drive, making it the perfect balance of suburban comfort with modern convenience. Our next con is going to be the cost of living. Everyday expenses like groceries, dining out, and entertainment in Chantilly are pretty close to national average. Nothing too extreme, but not exactly a bargain either. With that said, services like childcare, home maintenance, and landscaping tend to cost more than in other parts of the country, especially compared to areas outside of Northern Virginia. Now, while Chantilly can be more affordable than some other places in Fairfax County, it's still Northern Virginia, which often means higher than average expenses. Housing is, of course, the biggest factor. We've already covered the cost of homes and different property types in Chantilly. However, the median sales price of $719,000 is nearly 68% higher than across the country. But the average closed sales price of $779,000 is actually quite a bit lower than Fairfax County's $860,000 average. Property taxes are also something to keep in mind. Depending on the value of your home, this can add a few $1,000s a year to your housing costs. For most detached homes, you can expect to spend somewhere between $6,000 and $10,000 a year. There's also a vehicle property tax to think about, which is calculated based on your car's value each year. That could be anywhere from a few $100 to $1,000 or more if you drive a new or luxury vehicle. And our final pro is going to be Chantilly's highly rated schools. If you've researched the area at all, I'm sure you're familiar with the county's reputation for having excellent public schools. And Chantilly is no exception. Starting with the elementary schools, from Oak Hill to Poplar Tree and Navy, you're looking at schools with exceptional online ratings. The Chantilly High School Pyramid is going to be one of the top 10 in the county according to U.S. News, but I always caution buyers to consult more than one source because the ratings can vary so much from one to the next. Surprisingly, with Chantilly, the schools at all grade levels are rated highly, whether you check niche.com, Great Schools, or U.S. News. That's a refreshing change from what I sometimes find. Even on online forums like Reddit and DC Urban Moms, parents consistently praise Chantilly schools, calling it one of the area's biggest draws. So there you have it, the pros and cons of living in Chantilly. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now that you've heard the pros and cons, does Chantilly seem like the right fit for you? If you're still weighing your options, we can help. Click the link in the description below to schedule your consultation, and we'll guide you through every step. We would love to help you find the right place to call home. And if you just have a quick question or want to chat, shoot us a text at 703-539-2053. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.